Last week, the Supreme Court released a decision in Ames v. Ohio Department of Youth Services, an employment discrimination case centered on the correct application of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which protects everyone from being discriminated against at work. This case made its way to the Supreme Court after Marlene Ames sued her employer, alleging that they discriminated against her because she's straight. Ames claimed that a specific procedural rule applied by some courts made it harder for her to win because she's straight. That rule, known as the background circumstances test, applied a heightened evidentiary burden on Ames at the first step of proving her employment discrimination case. More concerning, however, was that Ames's broader arguments are fueling inaccurate anti-civil rights narratives. And because there have been some misleading headlines out there adopting Ames's narrative, we want to set the record straight on a few things. First, nothing about Title VII's key principles and its protections against employment discrimination has changed. The court's decision in Ames v. Ohio simply clarifies what we at the Legal Defense Fund outlined in our brief to the Supreme Court. It is well established that everyone is entitled to Title VII's protections regardless of whether that person might be considered a minority. The law must be applied equally to everyone. Second, nothing in the Supreme Court's decision means that white employees are at an advantage when attempting to take employment discrimination claims to court. What the court did do was correct a misunderstanding several lower courts had regarding how to apply the relevant legal test. Third, context matters. America has a shameful history of workplace discrimination against LGBTQ people, Black people, and countless others. For many marginalized groups in our country, workplace discrimination is not a relic of the past. It's a stubbornly persistent reality. The court did not deny this. Instead, Justice Jackson, writing for a unanimous court, reiterated that what is required for a person to prove their case of discrimination will vary from case to case based on the facts. Courts are still able to consider discriminatory obstacles that block certain groups from equal employment opportunities. The last thing is that this is not a loss for DEI. Ames did not challenge a diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative, and the Supreme Court's majority opinion did not mention diversity, equity, and inclusion. It has never been lawful to decide who to hire, promote, or fire based on race, gender, or sexual orientation, except in very limited circumstances to remedy past discrimination. Lawful DEI programs don't make employment decisions based on those characteristics. Instead, thoughtfully conceived and executed diversity, equity, and inclusion programs help employers abide by their anti-discrimination obligations. These programs are in complete alignment with Title VII. And this case is not over just yet. The Supreme Court did not rule that Ames proved her claim that she was discriminated against because she's straight. Instead, the court sent her case back down to a lower court to decide whether her lawsuit can continue. In the meantime, we encourage you to learn more about this case and how Title VII of the Civil Rights Act remains a powerful and necessary tool in protecting Black people and other marginalized groups from discrimination by visiting LDF's website.